And it's that time again to get down to the beatdown. I am Logan Summit. This is the Logan Summit Show, and we are in it to win it today. We're talking to all the fighters. We've got 2 more interviews for you today and 4 tomorrow. But tomorrow, we've got a couple baseball players in there, and I think a slap fighter as well. So we'll slap what your mama gave you. All right, are you ready? Let's get to it. We have a heavyweight with us today. His name is Ben Farkas. Ben, you're supposed to be fighting on August 2nd, Mitten Muay Thai, which is available on pay-per-view right here on Millions.co. But a little birdie told me that may not happen. What happened?
What happened was I broke my arm on my teammate's head.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Well, your teammate's head was very, very strong. How are they doing?
They're okay. They're still training. We're all still training. Just work on everything but the right hand.
Yeah, you doing a lot of bike work now? Dude, that must have been super disappointing. How long ago did that happen?
That happened about a month ago.
About a month ago. All right. Well, you know, when you play with the big boys, sometimes you get hurt, and it does happen. We wish you a very speedy recovery, though, Ben. How long did they say you're going to be out?
I should be out until mid-August or early September.
All right.
Until then, just footwork drills.
Just a lot of footwork drills. You know what? That doesn't sound like a lot of fun. You're going to need some motivation to get you out of bed each and every single day. Well, you have been doing it for quite a little bit, fighting in a whole bunch of different departments because you are one of the founders of the fighting department. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that and how that got started?
So I heard everywhere to kind of create your own brand, and I just did it mindlessly, and then it became more of my resume. Opponents got to be able to check me out, as well as promoters. They saw my fight resume, and it also was a way to kind of let the fans know who I was. And eventually I would like to grow it into almost like a interview podcast of meeting different fighters, sparring. The introduction would be we would spar for 3-minute rounds and then get it into like the interview. So then I can start to like pick more fighters' minds and kind of get to know other fighters.
What would be one of the questions you would ask a fighter?
I would ask about their story, how they got into fighting, and also their process of fighting, like how they approach fighting. You hear all from I just want to hurt the other person to just the perfection of the moves. Everyone has their own unique answer, and that's what I want to listen to.
All right. Well, you're fighting out of Lansing, Michigan. How is it up there in Michigan today?
It's perfect weather, raining and storming.
Yeah, that's perfect Michigan weather for you. That makes sense. Now, you are 4-0 in kickboxing, 1-0 in Muay Thai, but the BJJ not working out so much for you. You're 1-7 there. Now, you're not going to be able to work on the ground with the broken arm, so you're going to be keeping with that Muay Thai and kickboxing. That seems to be where you're at home, though.
It is. My striking is where I naturally kind of fell into, and I've had great success. I've had 3 knockouts in my last 3 kickboxing matches.
Indeed, you did. You've retired a few opponents as well. It's good to knock somebody out, but it's also good to just have them be like, "Nah, I'm good, man. You know what? Didn't realize that this was the fight I came to today. I'm gonna take a break. Thank you very much."
That was actually one of my opponents. After round number 1, he didn't get out of his corner. He threw in the towel. He told his coach, "No more, I'm done."
Dominique Taylor was his name, and it was a part of Clip Kickboxing in July of 2024. You got it done right there, and I appreciate that. Your last fight, you got a TKO in the 4th round, so you're doing work. You're getting it done. You've got the heavy hands and feet and getting in there. I'm sure you're throwing some bows as well.
I actually haven't. So with kickboxing, can't throw the bows. With
Right.
I was so nervous in my first Muay Thai fight. I didn't
You
really.
forgot? Yeah.
I for Yeah, I didn't throw them.
That's okay. Sometimes if I don't put it on the grocery list, I forget it as well. I get it, man. I totally get it. Now, Ben, you must have been doing this for a little while because you've got a bit of a history. How long ago did you start training?
I've been training for about 7 years now. I had my first fight in 2020 where I won a split decision
And
over
what
there
was
in
the
Indiana.
over there in Indiana? What else is there in Indiana?
Don't know of anything else. Just
Nothing
fighting.
but a Ben Farkas win. That's what's there. Um, Now, why did you get into fighting? What was the catalyst for you to get into the gym?
I was always a big fan of Rocky films, and I always wanted to do it. And I was in a personal training class, and one of my classmates trained into it, and that's where I found my coach and been training about 7 years and just stuck with it, and just it fills my cup.
And what gym are you fighting out of?
Dreadnought MMA.
And you've been with them now for the 7 years. You've always been at that gym.
Always been at that gym under Andrew Peterson.
And what has been one of the best pieces of advice that Mr. Peterson has given you over the 7 years?
There's so much advice that I can't. I keep your hands up. That's
That's a good one.
mhm.
Yeah, keep your hands up, your chin down, and keep looking forward. That'll probably work out for you in the long run. I can get that. I can get into that. Um, I guess now it's always got to be, the stand-up game for you as far as the broken arm is concerned. But were you enjoying at least testing out the submission game and try and making your way over there?
I am looking to compete at MMA, but gotta improve that 1-7 record. I'm looking to do a jiu-jitsu tournament mid October, so hopefully I'm healed up and just still studying all the moves and continuing to work on it.
Besides your coach, who would you say has been the biggest inspiration for you on your combat sports journey?
I'd say my father, just because he's been through so much and he's never given up. It doesn't matter like how bad the situation gets. He just he gets up every single time.
And that's something you have to do, and it's difficult to do sometimes. Especially must be difficult for a fighter to wake up in the morning every morning and go, "Hey, let's go get punched in the face, neck, chest, and breast area." How do you keep that motivation going? How do you keep that hunger alive?
I would say you don't. You just do it. Like it doesn't. Feelings we all know come and go, and you can't really depend on them. So it's just about showing up, and that's. I never know if I'm going to win or lose a fight. I need to find out, and that's why I show up. Is because I believe I have a chance, and I that's all I need. I've I my first main event, I actually got knocked down, and I got back up and finished the fight, and then the next day I worked at Lansing Fire Department.
What's your favorite Rocky movie?
I It's the second one.
Rocky Two. What about Rocky Two speaks to you over all of the Rockies?
Just he was beginning to be taken seriously. He wasn't taken seriously at first, and then he just, even though he lost the first 6 or 8 rounds, he continued, kept swinging, and won the fight in the end. And I'm kind of known as the third round fighter. I've never I've never lost the third round.
You've never lost a third round. Well, that's good. That's that stick to itiveness that you need to be able to get on through and break on through to the other side. What would you say is the championship mentality? If you were training a bunch of kids and one of them asked you, "Hey, Ben, Coach Ben, how do I get myself into the championship mentality?" What would you tell
I would say you can't from my journey, it wasn't focusing on the belt. It was just focusing purely on the sport and just how great I could be at the sport. Not chasing that I need to get a belt or I need to have a perfect record. It is I just want to get as great as I can at this sport. And looking at each match, it's like how can I be 1% better?
And what do you think defines you as a fighter? What makes you different from the other heavyweights?
I'm the first type B fighter, and that is I'm not swinging my arms like Conor McGregor. I openly admit I don't know if I'm going to win. I'm not. I truly I don't know how the fight's going to go. If it was fixed, I could tell you if I was going to win or lose. But I show up to find out and find out with the people there that come and support me.
Yeah, well, you know what? It does take a village. You got to have the people behind you to support you. Hey, what's the biggest problem with the heavyweight division in the UFC right now?
Where do you start? You have
Yeah, there's
the
a few of them.
you have they only want to swing maybe 20, 50 strikes. You have the John Jones, Tom Aspinall situation. You have the just the overall just the skill level. By all means, they're better than me, but the if you compare like the 155 class to the heavyweights, you know who has better technique, but the heavyweights have they can compensate for it with the muscles.
Yeah, it's really been difficult over the last 5 years for the heavyweight division, especially in the UFC. It's just been absolutely insane. John Jones not helping the narrative either, kind of doing whatever the John Jones wants to do when John Jones wants to do it. But I guess that's what it's like when you're the heavyweight champion of the world. I get that, I suppose. You know what? When you are done and you're looking back on your career, what would you like your fight legacy to be?
I would like my fight legacy to be I raised a lot of money for charity. Like I'm hoping to, as a firefighter, do like a charity fight against a police officer,
That's
and
cool.
for my like local community, being able to raise maybe like 3 to 6 grand to sponsor like 20 to 30 kids to be able to maybe like 20 to 60 kids to be able to show up and get a couple books at the local library or maybe Barnes and Noble.
And how has being a firefighter helped you become a better fighter?
It's it's amazing that we're not at calls, I can carve out a chunk of my day to be able to work out, as well as it's a very active job. You know, fighting fires as well as also being on the medic unit. You're typically taking like 12 to 20,000 steps a day. It's a very active job, and it's keeps me in shape.
Yeah, that's definitely a benefit. And I would assume also just being able to get over the natural fear of running into a building that is on fire has to help you in some form or fashion in the ring, right?
It that adrenaline, I'm definitely used to it. I chase it. It and the more that I've done it, the more like I kind of get used to it, and it's actually what I remember from my first Mid Muay Thai show is that I was the heel of the show. Adrian was
Yeah.
definitely the fan favorite, and they're the biggest crowd that I fought in front of with about like 1800 to 2,000 people. I just remember it got so loud that it sounded like a jet engine was going off, just that kind of loud but also quiet.
Yeah. And that was a decision loss for you back in February of 24. Mitten Muay Thai, they're going to be putting on that show August 2nd. I know they're very sad not to have you there, but you will be able to catch it here on pay-per-view on millions.co. What's it been like fighting for Mitten Muay Thai?
For Mid Muay Thai, they are the biggest Muay Thai promotion in Michigan, and they definitely do an amazing job with their media as well as telling their fighter stories. You can see that they definitely are pouring into that. more than other fight promotions. It was insane. I was actually at a jiu-jitsu competition and someone was like, "You're the guy that fought Adrian Vuksani," and it was just kind of crazy to be recognized at the amateur level.
Right.
But that's how great mid Muay Thai is at the storytelling and like the sharing and promoting of their fighters.
All right. Well, I'm not going to ask you to make a prediction because there isn't going to be one. But I predict that you'll come back healthy and harder and better than ever, and be able to break some more skulls. Hopefully, this time it won't be your hand.
Yeah.
But this is your time. It's their time up there. It's your time down here. This is your time. You can thank your sponsors, your gym. You can talk about sponsors you wish you had. You can talk about your favorite video game. I don't know. Thank your parents. Thank your dog. Don't care. This is your time, Ben. Take it away.
I actually do have a prediction. Thankfully,
Okay.
they were able to find a replacement opponent. I believe that he will win. I believe he wins second round by head kick knockout. He's kind of known for that, and that's what hopefully he wins, and him and I can meet at the next Mid Muay Thai show.
What's his name?
Kelly Montgomery.
All right. We'll wait for that. We'll find out how that rolls out. Anything else you'd like to say?
I just like to thank my coach Andrew Peterson for making me the fighter that I am today, for continuing to work with me and show me how to move around my injury, and my 4-0 kickboxing record. That's all because of him.
All right. I like that. I like it a lot. All right. Before we get to 5 questions, what's your favorite thing that they make at the Firehouse?
Burgers. It's very common.
Yeah, but what's it about that burger that makes it special?
I've had so many burgers, and it's just depending on who makes it, it's a different burger every time. Everyone has their own unique way of making the burger.
Yeah, fair enough. I get that. I like to dice up some bacon and put it in with my patty. I've got and some cheese. I might even put some shallots in there, but that's when I get crazy. All right, Ben, it's time to play 5 questions. It's the game that all the kids are talking about on the playground, all the adults are talking about around the water cooler, and it is always brought to you by Newer. That's right. If you're a content creator, whether you're amateur or pro, it doesn't matter. Go over to newer.com, use code Logan. It's going to save you 20% off. And if it's on sale, add another 20% off. Yes, it's that awesome. It's pro gear at amateur pricing. Go over to newer.com, use code Logan today. And if you're wondering where you can find that link, no matter what platform you're watching us on, we're on 5 today. You can catch it in the About section. All right, here we go. Ben, are you ready to play 5 questions?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Question number 1. Whom is the best musician from Michigan?
NF.
Okay. All right. There we go. We're off to a good start here. Question number 2. Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron.
And why do you pick LeBron?
He's unique in his own way, and I believe that as time goes on, you start to see improvement with players. Like the sport does improve. So to have the basically next generation of fighters, if you look back at UFC 1 compared to UFC 300, you could tell me who's the better fighters.
Okay. I see your point. I disagree with your point, but I see your point. I don't disagree with that point, just the whole LeBron thing. But I'm old, so I'm going to pick Jordan every single time. Just be thankful I'm not saying Larry Bird over here.
No, God!
All right. Question number 3.
No, God, please, no! 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 No!
How do your losses build wins?
There's more to learn from them.
That's true. And a loss isn't truly a loss unless you don't learn anything from it and don't get back up on your high horse and ride back into the fire, so to speak, once again. How did your loss work out for you?
My loss worked out for me because it was insane, and everyone saw it just as pure insanity. Just there was the 100-pound difference between Adrian and I, so people were able to see my character of like, who is this guy fighting another guy that's like that has 100+ pounds on him, and saw that like I held my own even though I didn't win. They saw that I came to swing for the fences. And especially Adrian had said in an interview that I was their ninth guy that finally said yes. He had 8 other fighters that said, no, I'm not going to fight this 4-0 MMA champion and the first Muay Thai show, and I was the one that said, yeah, I'll fight him. At that time, I was 2-0.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to stand up to be counted, and you definitely were counted after that fight. So good for you. All right. Question number 4. Where do you see yourself 2 years from now?
I mean, I see my son being older, definitely running around faster.
Got to
With
keep
the
up with them.
sport, yeah, with the sport, I look to have a handful more matches under my belt and starting to have that conversation of going pro.
And you know what? How will you know when it's time to go pro?
Oh, it's a lot of questions. It's so much changes with going pro. It is, if it wasn't a job before, it definitely becomes a job when you're pro. It
Oh,
is,
yeah.
and it even the amateur requires are all about professional. It is, I do this for a living, and it is. I hopefully I get another interview and I can better answer that question.
That's all right, Ben. We'll be here. We're not going to go anywhere. All right. Question number 5. Which is harder, being a fighter, being a firefighter, or being a father?
Father,
All right.
yeah, with I had so much practice being a firefighter and also being a fighter, having time in the gym, and then being a father. I took 2 or 3 like baby classes like beforehand, but it
Oh, that's
was,
nice. Good for you.
yeah, it there was no truly preparing, especially like I'd never been like around babies, but it's the most rewarding by far. Like I see my hand getting raised in the Motor City Casino, then I also see my son falling asleep on my chest while I'm fishing, and that's definitely what means more to me.
Yeah. You know what? Being a fighter and being a firefighter does have its glory, does have a lot of its rewards, but being a father, right at the end of the day, always has to take the cake on being the most rewarding.
Certainly does.
All right. Well, it's been nothing but a pleasure talking to you, Ben. I hope that you return healthy and return quickly as well. Sorry about the broken arm. My head is really hard. I'm sorry about that. You know what? I'm just a tough training partner. I get it, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely gonna pick some other guys.
Yeah. Well, Ben Farkas, I appreciate you stopping by, saying hi, and being part of the fun. That is the Logan Summit Show. We will catch back up with you before your next fight, after you all lick your wounds and get back to your 100% natural ways. But I do appreciate you showing up and showing out today.
Hope to see you from in Muay Thai 7.
Yes. And this August 2nd, Mitten Muay Thai 7 pay-per-view right here on millions.co. You can watch it from anywhere, on your phone, on your TV, on your computer. It doesn't matter. You can catch it and catch all of the great action. coming live from you from Michigan. All right, we've got one more interview before we get done today. That'll make it 5 for today. We've got 4 tomorrow on the way. We've also got a couple baseball players tomorrow as well. So that will be exciting. So until I see you next time, be good to yourself and be kind to others. Pay it forward, play it forward. Rock like a party star, party like a rock star. Smile strong, laugh loud. Last but not least, please like, follow, and subscribe so you will know when we will be live once again. And Ben, I appreciate you. Remember, everyone loves a good fight. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.